this is my submission for the database network and the web midterm. Here we have our application, which I will run now. There we go, connecting and listening. So we will refresh the page. Here we have the author home directory and the reader home. So we are presented with the author home here, as we can see in the heading, and we are presented with the reader home, as we can see in the heading. Going to the author home, we have the author title and the author name. We can go into the settings page to change this. We'll go back if we don't want to. When we go into the settings page, we're presented with a form that cannot have one or more of the submissions empty, as you can see. So we will change it to something new by me. And when we change that, you can see it gets reflected immediately across the site, as we'll see now. When we're in the author homepage again, we are presented with published articles and draft articles. Here we can create a new draft from the draft articles, which direct us to the new article route. Here we have another draft with some words. And we can, this again once has the form validation. When we create it, it takes us to its edit page and presents us with the date created as well as when it was last modified. When we modify it, the date changes to something new and different to the previous date created to the current time that it was updated. We can go back from here to the author home again, and you can see the new draft that we created is appended at the top, as this is ordered by the date created. From here you can delete any draft that you'd like, and it will still present in the same order, and get removed from the draft articles list in the database as well. And here we can also publish a draft, and you can see when we move to here, our published draft is at the top. From here it's ordered the same. The date created is it presents the most recently created or published article. Further, we can delete a draft here as well, which I showcased. Then from here on the published side, we can see it has the view count and like count, as well as date created, last modified, and the date published. From here we can also share the draft by copying the URL, which we can share however we want over a social media page, but for now we'll just go to it, and we can see here on the reader view the blog post with the title and the content, as well as when it was published, and the view count of it currently. Here we can just create a comment. Once again, this has form validation, so it will not send if there is one or more fields missing. To prove again that if this is missing, it will not submit, but we will submit when both are filled. Here it will give you the commenter name as well as the timestamp of it and the comment content. Here we'll do something like, and present you with more words and opinions. If I could only spell right. There we go, and we can send it, and once again it's ordered to where the most recently created comment is appended to the top, so the most recent is most relevant. Here, because we are on the reader page, we can go back to the reader home. So here we have the reader title and the author name. We are presented with the articles, all of them. For now, this will show you the newest article, left to right, top to bottom, so the oldest one will be at the bottom right, which is in the case of this one. Here we can see the view count is 11 views, but when we interact with this over and over again, you will see it increments to 12 views, and once again 13 views. We can see some previous comments that was left here, and oh wow, and I can add my own opinion to these matters, and again it's presented at the top. Further, we can also like this article, and when we go back to the author page, we can see that the likes count has gone up again indeed. And the views count has also gone up as it responds to the interactions. We can also delete any articles, so we'll delete here, and you'll see when we go to the reader homepage, this reflects just the same and leaves the final published work that is available there. We can also then further prove that when something new is created and published, that this again reflects on the reader side. If I could only spell. There we go, another draft of my first work, so it organizes again on the date published. Finally, we have responsive behavior, and custom styling. So you can see here that it will collapse into 2 or 1 columns dependent on your screen size, and resize as it needs to. The same is true for any page. So if you're viewing an article like so, it resizes accordingly, so everything is still present as it needs to be. We will have the, let's go here, author, apologies, local host, there we go. Then we have the author home, which also gets resized according to the screen size. Again, just further proving that everything has been accounted for. That is my final submission.